Hello everyone, welcome to Neon Controller, the app that allows you to play any PC game on your mobile device and create the perfect controller overlay for that game. This is a quick tutorial on how to make your own perfect layout. I'm going to assume you already have all the premium features, but if you do not, you can still use this video. First thing you're going to want to do is click on the plus, and this is a list of all the different button types. And we're going to create a normal one just for right now. And you can see it creates the button and the area, and you can move it around by just moving it, and you can change the size by using the pinch gesture. And if you want it to go away, just click on delete. But we kind of want it back. So let's make one. And this is a normal button. A normal button acts exactly how you would think it would act. You click on it, it presses a button, and then you release. And you can set keybinds for exactly what you want it to press. Sticky buttons act kind of like a shift lock key. When you click it once, it locks that key until you click it again, and then it finally releases it. Cycle button, it cycles through a list of keybinds. So when you click it once, it does one thing, click it again, it does another thing, and so on. And then it cycles back. A joystick button acts like a joystick, so when you swipe in a particular direction, it will click that button. So this is really useful for, let's say, you have movement keys like WASD. You can put that on a joystick button and it'll move. And I'm going to show you all this in a real life example in just a second. And then also the scroll button. Oops. The scroll button scrolls through a set of keybinds. So it's a lot like the cycle button, but for this one, you can choose which one you want to actually click by scrolling through a list. So let's do the regular button first. So let's click on edit. And this is how you edit the button, at least what it does. I'm going to name this to jump because I'm going to be playing Minecraft and I'm going to show you how to jump. And the key for jump in Minecraft is space. So you just type in space and click here. To make sure that it's a valid keybind, you can put in pretty much any key you want, Windows key, middle mouse key, Xbox, left or right or whatever. You can do all that, but to make sure it's a valid keybind, you have to see this little check mark. So if I just put in a spa, that's not a valid keybind, so it has an X here. But I actually do want to do space. So yeah, and always watch for like extra characters, and that's correct. So I'm gonna click apply, and I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna open up my computer, and I have Minecraft running on my computer. And what should happen is when I click jump, it should jump. Perfect. And I can of course use the touchpad to move the mouse. So now I could jump and look around. Let's do some other stuff. So we click on the hamburger, click on controllers, click on edit, and we're back editing. Let's create a shift key for crouching in this game. So I'm gonna type in shift, and I'm gonna say crouch. Just like that. And now, remember what I said about the sticky button? It will click it, hold it down until I click it again. So I'm gonna press F5 on my computer so you can actually see me, and crouch. You see that? I click it once, and it cycles through those. Cool. Next, we're gonna create this cycle button, and this is gonna be my hotbar. So I want the keybinds for the hotbar is 1 through 9. And the way you put in different ones is you put a colon in between. So 1, 2, so on. And I do have a quick a suggestion for exactly what we would need. So when I click it the first time, it's going to click 1. When I click it the second time, it's going to click 2, and so on. And you can put whatever keybind you want into here. I can have, instead of 9, it press the letter Y. And you can still see it says valid keybind. But I actually do want it to be 9. So click on that, apply, and then let's play once again. And let's try it out. So as I click on this middle button right here, it should cycle through my hotbar. And just like that. And keep clicking. Perfect. Let's go back. and then we're going to create our joystick button. Now, it works kind of the same way as a cycle button, but these have direction. So the up key is the first one. So I want W to go forward, right? To go left, A, to go down is S, and then to go D or right is D. So it goes counterclockwise. So when I swipe up, it's going to go W, down, and so on. So play. Let's try that out. And you're going to see exactly what actually happens when I move these. So full screen. Let me F5. I'm doing this. I clicked that on my computer, but you could make a keybind for that. W, down. And you can see as I drag it, it goes forward and backwards. And it can go left and right. And also, it can do everything in between. So if I go kind of to the side here, it clicks 2 keys at once. Perfect. Now I'm going to create a cool, I'm going to arrange all this. Actually, first we have to do the scroll. And the scroll button is exactly like the cycle button. So you put in the list. Each keybind has to be separated by a colon, and you can scroll through it. So apply, play, and then let's go. So as I go left and right, it's going to go through my hotbar. So I'm going to go ahead and do 5, and when I let go, 5. Let's go to 9, 9. Let's go to 7, 7. And you can see it changes down here. Cool, perfect. Another thing you can do with this full screen is change it to where it is. So I want it here, maybe. Or maybe I want this here by just holding it down. So it doesn't get in the way. Controllers. Yeah. So let's arrange this. I don't really want this one. Let's arrange this in a cool way so that this is here, and this is here, and then this is like this, and this is here. So now it's like a cool gamepad. But let's say you don't actually want this button to take up all the space. You want a split screen. So half the screen does the mouse, and the other side does WASD. Well, you can do that by clicking on Settings, and then turning on Split Touchscreen. So if we turn that on, you can see this grid in the back has split into 2. One side says mouse area, and the other side says WSD area. So we can actually get rid of this, and this is now our layout. And you can click play, and then it will function exactly how you would expect it to function. Just like that. And then when I go over here, you can see a joystick now appears. So the screen has been split. And I can crouch, and I can go to, let's say 1, my spyglass, full screen, and it still works. And I can right click by clicking 2 fingers, right? And I can scroll by also going 2 fingers up and down. And I can bring up the keyboard by doing 3, but this is only in the mouse touch area. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show is some other really cool features. So if we scroll down, you can see enable motion controls. If you turn that on, it will enable gyroscope. And gyroscope basically means you can move the mouse with motion controls. So as you can see, I'm not actually touching the screen at all. I'm just moving my phone, and the screen updates. Really cool. Another cool thing you could do is, let's say you want the split screen to be Xbox. You can turn off this command right here, and that will turn your thing to Xbox left and right, but I don't really want to do that. But if we get rid of enable motion controls and we activate a command, so command is another premium thing, but if you activate command, we can type in a custom command that I've made called, what would I call it? Scope. And I'm going to save this and show you what it does really quick. So commands, here. Scope goes through this function. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how all this works because I have a separate video for that, but I can make very advanced commands. So you can see this is a list of all the commands I can actually run within this. I can switch layouts, I can make things into a trackpad, I can turn on gyro, change the sensitivity, so change the text. There's a lot of things I can do and put timers and stuff. It's really cool, but we're going to get out of that. And I binded it to a button. So this quotations and then the name of the command goes in here, just like that. Just like that. And then when I click play, you can see what happens. So I'm going to go back to 1 using my scroll. And then I'm going to click on scope. It opens up the scope, and now I'm using my gyroscope to actually move it around, and then I can release, and it does that. And this can actually also work with a bow. Only when I'm aiming the bow will it go. So I'm going to get a little bit closer to this. And right now, gyroscope is not turned on, but only when I click on this button. Still missed. Just like that. Just like that. So you can make, that's really cool in shooter games. You can auto aim. You can do really cool stuff like that. So this is all gyroscope right now. And I can release. And this, again, works on any game you can run your computer on. All right. So I hope that was fun to learn about. And happy gaming.